Hi, I'm Manupa and I welcome you to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana. I have shown you a lot of biryanis, but this one is another special biryani. This is known as Mopillah Biryani. Now, what is Mopla? Mopla is a community of Muslims which live in the Malabar region or rather from Kerala. So, the Malayali Muslims make this biryani typically theirs. It's their recipe which I'm going to share, and it's slightly different. So, how is it different? You will see as you watch the video, but right now just quickly note the ingredients. So, to make Mopillah Biryani, what all do we need? We need mutton pieces, soaked rice, sliced onions, coconut milk, chopped tomatoes, pure ghee, garam masala, an assortment of garam masala. This is bay leaf, green cardamom, star anise, cinnamon, fennel seeds, cashews, raisins, ginger, lemon juice, poppy seeds, cloves, salt, coriander. So that's it, simple ingredients. Now how is this biryani different from the other biryanis? In case of this biryani, we always cook the rice in an absorption manner. So what we are going to do right now is going to first grind some nice dry masala and then cook the rice and not drain out the water. So let's see what we need to do now. I have some whole spices which I am going to grind to a powder. So what am I going to use? I am going to use a little bit of cinnamon, star anise, green cardamom, bay leaf, cloves, fennel seeds. So let's grind these spices to a powder. Okay, so the powder is done. Let's cook the rice. In this pan, to start off with, I need some ghee. So in this ghee, let's add the rice. The rice has been soaking for about 20 minutes now. Let the rice not get any sort of color. Just lightly saute it in the ghee. It needs to be coated well with ghee. So just lightly do this. To this we will now add in the spices which we have ground. Some salt. Once again just mix it up. Okay, so what I can see now here is the rice is actually smelling of the spices, at the same time the ghee that we had added to it. So it's really very flavorful. Now without doing much to the rice, let's add in water. Now in this biryani, it's not just water, but we also need to add some coconut milk. So you can say half water, half coconut milk is what you need to add. So when you add coconut milk, automatically the color of the rice changes, it becomes even whiter. And a little bit of lemon juice. Salt we have already added, the spices that we had ground, that also we have added, coconut milk and water. That's it. That's good enough for this rice to cook, and once the rice is completely cooked, we will keep it aside. So that's about the rice. Now coming to the mutton. Let this cook on slow heat, and in the meanwhile I'll need to cook mutton in another pan. So here's my pan in which I'll cook mutton. Now before we start cooking mutton, you need to understand one thing, that the mutton that you buy from the market has to be of kid goat, kid lamb, whatever that's available your side. Please buy a good quality mutton, preferably fresh, and you have to marinate it with salt, garam masala powder, turmeric powder, and pressure cook it with sufficient amount of water. So once the mutton is tender, you need to use it to make the base of the biryani. So one part of the biryani is the rice, the other part is the mutton. So mutton, once it is completely cooked with just little bit of spices, we will now further cook it with more spices. And what is it that we are going to do? You need to watch now. So now in the same grinder, I am going to grind some green chillies. But before that, I need to take some ghee in this pan. Now in this ghee, let's add in onions. and we'll need to cook the onions till it goes nice and brown. So while this is getting done, let's make a paste of the other masalas. So in this I have taken green chillies, we need to take some garlic in this, ginger, some poppy seeds. So after we've taken the poppy seeds, let's add a little bit of salt also to this. That's it. And have a look at the onion. This has started browning, but this needs to brown even more. But in the meanwhile, let's grind this. Now we need to add in some water to this. So I think this is done. Yes, it's nicely ground. To this brown onions, we'll add this. And now we need to cook this entire thing till all the raw flavors go. So raw flavors of ginger garlic are really strong, so you need to really cook this well. If you need, you can add some water to this. Masala is still getting cooked. Here with me I have my pressure cooker in which we had cooked the mutton. Let me just revise once again for you. Once you have bought fresh mutton from the market, wash it nicely, apply salt, turmeric powder, garam masala, that's it, and pressure cook it till it is absolutely soft. Now let's have a look at this. Look at the mutton, it's completely done. See this? Soft. Just perfect. Now once we know that this is completely cooked, like I can actually smell the entire masala getting bhunaud. What is bhunaud? Bhunaud is when you put any masala in oil or ghee, it gets cooked completely and that flavor which it releases is known as bhunawing. So this is done. Now to this let's add some tomatoes, some finely chopped tomatoes. And let's mix this up. And now once you add in the tomatoes, you can cover this and let this cook for some more time. I'll keep the mutton aside. In the meanwhile, let's have a look at the rice. If you remember, the rice that we had kept aside to cook is also done. I'm going to show you how it looks. This is completely cooked. You see this? There's a little bit of moisture in there, but if you just leave the pan covered, everything will get absorbed in. See, the rice is still intact, the grains haven't broken. So this is done. We'll still keep it covered and we'll keep it aside. Now coming back to this pan, let's add some salt to this. And now we need to add in a little bit of yogurt. So mix this up again nicely, and now we'll have to cook this for a while, at least till the yogurt gets cooked. How do you know if the yogurt is cooked? It starts releasing fat. So we'll again cover this and we'll keep this aside. So now while the yogurt is getting cooked, let's just do a little bit of frying of the onions. You don't have to really deep fry it, but again in some ghee, we need to just caramelize some onions. This is going to be used for garnish. So one onion, so here in this we need to first put in some cashews, just lightly fry it. This is all going to be used for garnish, followed by some raisins. When you put raisins, you got to be really careful because it browns really fast. So once you put in raisins, just give it a stir and you should be ready to remove it from the ghee. So this is done. Now in the remaining oil, let's just take the onion and just rub it like this, okay, so that all the layers come out. And now it becomes easier to fry. Just a little bit of salt here. Now to this, now just leave it in the pan till it caramelizes, and then we'll remove this out and we'll leave this for garnishing. So here you can see the onions have gone brown, and this is how we need for the biryani. Squeeze out the ghee, take a kitchen roll and spread it out on it like this. Coming back to the masala, so you can see that the yogurt is cooked. Now what we need to do here is we need to now add the mutton to this, because this entire masala that we've been cooking so long is all for the mutton gravy, and mutton is right here in the pressure cooker. So all of this along with the water we'll add in here. Mix this up, and now we need to cook this in open till this water evaporates. It shouldn't dry out completely, but I don't want it so watery also, because for a biryani you need a thick consistency gravy, and after that we'll just quickly layer it in a baking dish and put it in the oven. Okay, so the mutton and the gravy is looking good. I don't want it to dry out even more, because this is going to be the base of the biryani. So I'll lower the heat, and all I need now is some fresh coriander. A little bit of fresh coriander in the masala. Mix this well, and I think we are done. Let's do the layering. So to begin with, let's take some ghee. The rice that we had cooked, we'll put this on the base. Now here what we'll do is, we'll divide this mutton into 2 parts. So we'll just put half a portion of the mutton here, top it up with some more rice. We need to put in all the mutton. So after you put in all the mutton, just spread it out, and now goes in the remaining rice. Now all the cashews that we had fried go on top of this, followed by some raisins, the caramelized onions on top, a little bit of garam masala, just a little bit on top, sprinkle, and the remaining coriander. Take a foil, wrap it up nice and tight, and now we'll put this in the oven for about 25 minutes. After 25 minutes, it's good to go on your dining table, because the mutton is cooked, the rice is cooked. All we want that the entire thing should come in together, and you'll enjoy this to the fullest. Do let me know how you find it, because I'm sure you're going to love it. Mopillah Biryani smells awesome, taste is killing. Believe me, don't waste time, just dig into it, serve with raita, kachumbar, whatever you like it. This biryani is my favorite recipe and is going to be your favorite very soon. I'm sure you all love our recipes, so to stay connected, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana.